I'm here today talking with Claire Moyers, founder and CEO of Provisions Property Management Company, LLC. It's a new company in South Carolina which has a unique and exciting approach to property management. Welcome, Ms. Moyers, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to sit down and speak with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Good. Now, my approach to interviewing is very laid back, so, just sit back. I have a few questions, and let's get started with them, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So, first of all, could you just tell everyone, why did you start Provisions?
To fill a need for new investors in the multifamily industry, apartments, to give them more choices and more options when they are looking for a management company to manage their assets. I have worked for some great owners and some wonderful and great people over the years, but over the last few years, more and more people were starting to buy multifamily apartment communities, and they were going out and hiring the big names, and it's not that there's anything wrong with those companies. They fall through the cracks. They own one or two properties, and they just get lost in the shuffle, and that's fine. I wanted to give them some more options to really be their partners and help them managing their assets successfully.
That's awesome. So tell me, what is your company's guiding principles and culture?
The biggest one is we are a team, and everything is about partnership. My company is worth nothing if the people that work with me are not engaged and supported and treated like they deserve to be treated. So everything is about partnerships and doing this as a team and doing it the right way with the utmost integrity and ethics involved.
That's good. So tell me, what makes Provisions different and better than the other companies that are out there that have been doing this longer, and they may be even bigger than your company?
I think, again, it goes back to partnerships. Again, there are great companies out there. They do a great job. They have thousands and thousands of units. But I truly want to be a partner with the owners who own the assets, work with them day in and day out so that those assets are successful and that they get their returns on their investments. Again, it's just I don't want to be the biggest. I want to be the best at what we do, and we are the best at what we do, and we keep it that way. And I can't say this word enough. It's a partnership. I partner with vendors. I partner with my suppliers. I partner with we work together because we all have one goal, and that is to be successful and have those assets be successful as well.
Wow. So that's where that boutique style comes in, because a boutique is smaller, but it gives such a unique, offering to the people that, they stand out. So that's what you do.
And not every owner has the same goals. Some want a short-term hold. Some they want to increase the value and then turn around and sell it. Some want a long-term hold. Every owner is unique. And the management company that manages their assets has to be able to be unique as well so that we can work in conjunction and cohesively to manage that asset successfully. And I think that being a smaller company, we can achieve that very, very easily. We tailor what they need. We tailor what we do to what they need so that they can be successful.
That's good. So I saw something on your website about management fee concept. Could you explain that? Because it seems to be a little different than what other companies are doing. I don't know a great deal about property management, but I've been trying to, look into it. But I saw that, and it seems like it may scare some prospective clients away. So can you tell me why you take this route and, what.
Sure. Most fee management companies, where they don't own the property, they manage it for the owner, they charge a management fee based on revenues, based on gross income or net income after all your losses and stuff are calculated. We have industry standards probably 5 to 6% for a management fee, and again, that'll vary by metropolitan areas. New York City, you might get something a little bigger, whereas in South Georgia, you might get something a little smaller. But on the average, they run about 5 to 6%. And then also management companies, and again, not that I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, they also charge additional fees for, other services that they provide. Our management fees are on average between 3 and 4% of net income that you receive, but we also have an incentive management fee of 10% of your net operating income, which is the income left over after all the expenses are paid. So, again, we are your partners, not only on the income side, but also on the expense side. And I don't think that there are other management companies that I know of that are out there doing that. If you don't make your net operating income for a month, then I don't get that incentive management fee. I have a flat rate. All the services that we provide, we don't upcharge for any services. So I think that's a little bit more robust. And it's a flat rate. If the property doesn't succeed, then I don't succeed either. So we're tied in. It's a partnership.
Right. It's an incentive to work together to get to where you need
Yes. And in the grand scheme of things, if you take IREM's 2019 income and expense analysis surveys and you look at it, if the property did make NOI, we're going to just base it on like a 300-unit property. Let's say on average, the NOI was $3,000 or $30,000. 10% would be $3,000. You add that to the flat rate fee that we are charging for a 300-unit property, and you're only going to be paying 4 to 5%. But I'm actually tying it into the expenses. So management fees could actually be less than the standard 6% of total revenue.
Okay. And you mentioned IREM. What does that stand for?
That's the Institute of Real Estate Management. They are a worldwide organization dedicated to enriching, training people in the property management world, commercial real estate world, whether it be retail, multifamily, and they're the group. Let's just call them, they're the group. They're an amazing group of very, very talented people, and they provide us with a wealth of information to help us manage our assets successfully. Oh,
okay. I didn't even know that property management was that in-depth. So let me ask you this question. I saw this on your website also. You and your team have over 50 years of combined experience. How did you choose these people, and what sets them apart from the available talent that's in the industry?
The people that I have chosen to do, there are 5 in addition to me. They are absolutely amazing. They are hardworking. They have very high standards, both in work ethics and integrity. They don't do anything halfway. Again, everything is done right the first time, and they're people that I can count on. This is not just a job for them. This is their career. This is what they have chosen to do because they are passionate about what they do. We provide a service, and these women have service hearts, and that's what we do. And everything just aligns perfectly, so we're a very cohesive team.
Oh, okay. Good. So let me ask you this one. Kind of weird, but
That's all right.
You have a lot of right. People are going to be like, well, why did she ask this? But I really want to know. You have some initials behind your name, and sometimes people look at initials behind people's names. They only think MD, for medical doctor, or RN for registered nurse. But could you tell me what those initials mean? Because they have to mean something. They have to be important in this industry. So could you tell me what they mean?
They are. The first one is the Certified Property Manager, which is the CPM, and I just earned that in January this year from the Institute of Real Estate Management. It's kind of known as the MBA in real estate management world. The other, I have a lot of initials after my name, but the other big one is the HCCP, which is through the National Association of Home Builders, and it's the Housing Credit Certified Professional. That says that I am certified to manage properties governed by the IRS's Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program. And I think that anybody that takes the time, the expense, and just everything that's involved in getting these certifications, it shows that they truly are dedicated to what they do. I also, some of the women on my staff, I have one with a CAPS from IREM. It's the Certified Apartment Property Supervisor. I have a Certified Apartment Manager. I have a Blended Occupancy Specialist. I have a Property Management in Charge through South Carolina. I have a Property Manager license in South Carolina. I have a Georgia Real Estate license. So all of the people on my team, we take what we do very seriously. It is a very dynamic industry, so the things change all the time. And because we have to keep up with continuing ed and constant training to make sure that we are up to date and up to speed on all the different things in and out and the rules and the regulations and the laws that go into managing real estate, we have to do that every year. It's not we don't have to, but we want to, because again, we want to be the best at what we can be, and we are very passionate about what we do. So I think anybody who goes after these certifications, I encourage everybody to. They are just very hard and very challenging, but well worth it. Just the knowledge that you gain is just amazing.
Awesome. Well, going forward, what do you and your team hope to accomplish in this dynamic industry?
We want to help the new investors into into multifamily arena. We want to help them get their assets up and going so that they can achieve the results that they want. You know, every owner has different goals and objectives. But I also want to start training and engaging the future leaders in the multifamily industry. We have, right now maintenance staffs are hard to find because people are retiring or for whatever reason. But I think it's time we start grooming the leaders for tomorrow that can be active in this industry, because I read a study the other day that said 2030 is going to be producing a much larger need for apartments and for multifamily assets and places for people to live. So we need to have the teams in place. We need to have the people in place. So if I train one of my team members and they go to get a bigger job, that's great. Then I've done my job. So that's the second part of what we want to do. We want to start cultivating the industry leaders for tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, my last and final question is this. Without giving away any of your personal trade secrets, can you give a piece of advice or encouragement that can help others that are in the property management field?
Sure. I learned a very long time ago when I used to coach soccer that, and I won't tell you the whole story, but my assistant coach was yelling at the kids on the field while they were playing in a game, and they finally just stopped playing in the middle of the game. So I went out there and I asked them, I said, why you all are sitting down in the middle of a game? What's going on? And they were like, no matter how hard we try, no matter what we do, it's not good enough and it's wrong. So why even try anymore? That was probably one of the biggest lessons I have learned in my career, even though it was with soccer. But I apply that to today. So I wrote a blog about mistakes. Mistakes are not fatal. They're only fatal if you don't learn from them, or if you deliberately blow up the apartment building or make someone disappear. You made a mistake. But, let's fix it. Let's talk about it, how it could have been handled better, and then move on to something else. You can't learn and you can't grow if you don't make mistakes. You've got to. So I don't yell at my staff. I never will. Everyone that has ever worked for me knows they can call me on the phone and just, hey, this is what happened. This is what I plan to do to fix it. We'll talk about it, and then we'll move on to something else. People in the apartment industry, especially in the apartment industry, they meet so many different people every day, and they try their hardest. It's never going to be perfect, and I accept that. And that's fine with me. I don't expect them to be perfect. I expect them to try. So they're going to make mistakes, but I don't want them to stop trying, because then they don't learn, and then they can't grow.
Awesome. Well, Ms. Moyers, again, thank you so much for sitting down and speaking with me today. It has been a pleasure getting to know you and Provision. And I would like to thank everyone out there for tuning in and listening. I'm C.T. Nelson, and this has been the Grandkids Grown Folks Chronicles blog chat. And until next time, everyone, please stay safe. Bye for now.